Hi guys, Adam here. Welcome in another episode about the hacking. And today we're gonna hack a PC with a malicious USB device. So I don't know if you are aware, but there are some devices like Rubber Ducky that allow to do some kind of key logging or do malicious strange things with the PC when connected over USB. They are basically acting as a USB keyboard, doing some keystrokes, entering some commands over the PowerShell in Windows or something like this. Okay, so I have purchased two clones of the DigiSpark unit. So the DigiSpark is a small board that consists of the ATtiny85, that is here, some power regulator, some Zener diodes, and it is programmed by the Arduino IDE over the Arduino IDE while connected over a USB port. So you have two boards here, so each of those costs something like $2 and I'm gonna use it to create a poor man's Rubber Ducky. So the poor man's version of the device, of the USB hacking device. So there's nothing special on this board. I will not even solder any pins to it. It will be used as it is, as you can see it. As I said, it can be purchased for $2 in many Chinese shops and even on the eBay. So this is, as far as I know, a Kickstarter project that is very popular. And we're gonna use our Arduino IDE and DigiStamp libraries to program these devices to act as a Rubber Ducky device. Okay, let's now go to the PC, to the Windows 10, which we'll be using to program these chips. Okay, I have now my Windows 10 PC up and running, and going to this page right here, we can see what is the procedure to convert your little DigiSpark ATtiny85 unit into the poor man's Rubber Ducky. So to do that, first of all, there's a kind of nice tutorial here on this page, Maker Pro, and there's a step-by-step instruction how to do it, so we will follow now the instruction. So first of all, we need to download Arduino IDE and the drivers for this little board. So let's start from the driver now. Simply save it and unpack it. Let's make some directory for this, like Rubber Ducky. Now save it. Then we have to unpack this one. And install this as an administrator. So now it will install 64-bit installer. These are the libraries that will be used to interconnect with the ATtiny85. Okay, it seems that it is now installed. And now we can go to the second step, which is downloading all the software for Arduino. So we go to the Arduino page and now download the Windows version. So it will take a couple of minutes because it's 200 megabytes long. So meanwhile it is downloading, we'll go to the page. So when the driver is installed, then you go with installation of the Arduino IDE. And then for the Arduino IDE, we need to configure this IDE to work with this small DigiSpark board. So to do that, we need to copy and paste particular HTTP link and download the libraries to interwork with the board. So let's see, it is still downloading. And after that is done, we'll do a short demo. We'll convert this 80Tiny85 USB plug-in device into a malicious USB device that will create a file on the desktop that will have following text inside: "You have been p-owned." This is just a simple example, but on the page right here there's a plenty of payloads for this little device, like a keylogger that will log the text that you enter on the second keyboard and will upload it over the HTTPS to the hacker's www HTTP server, as well as it can steal a Wi-Fi password and stuff like this. Okay, we'll see now if the Arduino is downloading. Yeah, it is almost complete. Now let's go and install this one. To do that, you simply unpack these files right here. Now I'm packing this using a built-in Windows tool. So after it is done, we'll play with it. But right now, we'll go through these options what we have on this page. Okay, basically every kind of Arduino sketch that is here can be modified and should be modified. For example, if we are thinking about the Wi-Fi password stealer, then if we go to this source code, we'll see that every kind of stealing needs to post stolen data over the HTTP. So you need to have your own HTTP server if you intend to do some kind of activities like this. So basically the tool will launch a PowerShell in Windows and do some malicious commands. For example, we'll steal your password and upload it later through the HTTP. Okay, so we'll see if it is unpacked already. Not yet. So this kind of huge files in it. And there are some options like keylogger here, Wi-Fi password stealer. You can crash a Windows. You can do some phishing. All of these files need to be modified to interwork with your HTTP server to upload the data, the stolen information. Okay, we can see that it is now unpacked. We also have drivers. Now, what we have to do, as explained before, we need to download particular libraries for this Arduino. So to do that, let's go back to this tutorial, and now we try if this 80Tiny device is recognized by system. So they say that it should be visible like here on the picture. I will now connect it to the Windows. Okay, so the system says that it is not recognized and it is okay. This information is okay. So because it's not yet programmed. So now I'll disconnect this one. Let's launch a control panel. And we're gonna see if this device appears in the device manager. So it should be visible somewhere here under the USB devices. So now I will switch this one. I will plug it once again. It should appear over here. Okay. Sometimes it's not recognized, but don't worry. Now we go to the Arduino IDE. Once you have it downloaded and unpacked, then we should launch it as administrator. Windows Defender claims it is kind of virus, but don't worry. Bypassing. We can see that it is using Java to work. You need to enable Java network access for this IDE to work. Now I will switch the language to English. Okay, and now I will run it once again. It should be in English now, and it is. And now the next step is to download, to configure the URL for the libraries, additional bots manager URL. So it is of file preferences. Now we go to file preferences, file preferences. We paste here this link and OK. Now we go to the tools bots manager, tools bot. Where is it exactly? Bot manager. Oh yeah, it is here. And now we have to select contributed and choose correct Digistamp AVR bot. It is right here. And now install. It's gonna take up to 1 or 2 minutes. And after it is done, we can play with the board. So we'll see if it's able to upload the sketch, the example sketch, the one that will be creating a malicious file on the desktop. Okay, so that's probably not all. We'll have to select the board. So this will be the DigiSpark default 16.5 MHz. So tools board, and we have to select the proper board. Tools board, and we select this one. Okay, now we can test if it's able to upload the sketch. I must warn you that sometimes it may not succeed, because sometimes this Arduino 85 it's not properly recognized by the system. Sometimes you have to use something like USB extender cable for this to work. But let's try. I will do it for the first time on this PC. And after you you have pasted the sketch, we should click the upload button. We can save the sketch somewhere, but it doesn't really matter. It is just a test. Now the ID will tell you that you need to interconnect the board, the DigiSpark, and now it waits until we connect it. My Windows says it is not recognized. Probably I will have to connect this board to the other USB port. So I will try that in a minute. So hold on. Okay, guys. So I had to switch to my other Windows 10 based PC. Somehow I had issues with the driver probably. So just to show you, if you have it correctly installed on your machine, and if you go to the device manager and you'll connect over USB this DigiSpark unit, it will appear somewhere here in the USB serial devices. It will appear as a libUSB Win32. It will switch on and switch off in constant loop unless you program it with the Arduino. So you can see now how it is appearing now in the device manager. It is showing and disappearing in a loop. Okay, now I will switch this one off. I will disconnect this, unplug this device and close this device manager and get back to the Arduino IDE. So now it should work. So let's run it once again as an administrator. So now I have this sketch that will as an outcome create a file with some content inside you have been owned. And now I will try to upload this to the device, to this DigiSpark unit. So now I will click upload. It will compile the sketch, and now I have to connect. It's waiting now until I connect the device. So now I'm connecting it, and this will program this device in a seconds. It should, I believe, on this PC. Okay, it looks like it programmed, and what you can see is that now the USB device is working. It created a file. So let's unplug it once again. After I plug it into the PC, it will start the malicious USB device. It will start the PowerShell on Windows and issue some commands. So now I will connect this one again. Let's close this Arduino. I have connected this. Now you should hear the sound that is USB device connected, and it will launch the PowerShell. Okay, it's launching it, it's putting some text and saving it on the desktop. So this is how it is working, and you can use many payloads to load into this device. So these are only examples, like the backdoor. For example, you can use the backdoor. You can use keylogger. You can use payload dropper. So all these files need to be, of course, customized to fit your needs. If you look into a particular file, you will see that there's always some kind of HTTP server or something like this that is used to store the stolen data. I have already probably showed this one for the keylogger. So if we go to the keylogger, yeah, maybe let's upload the keylogger. So let's see how it will work. Let's launch one again, this Arduino file as an administrator. And now let's copy this timebomb keylogger. I will copy this one now. Let's create another sketch. So file, new. Let's close the previous one. This one will launch many commands, but basically what you need to modify, you need to enter somewhere here in this line the HTTP link to your own server that will get the logged text from the keyboard. So let's now upload this one to the device. Done compiling, but we need to upload this. Now I connect the device. So it's now plugged in. And the upload should start right now. Okay, it's uploaded. Right now the device will start as an USB device, and as you can see, it launched the PowerShell. So it issues some commands here. Basically, it creates a script that will be used to capture the keystrokes from the normal keyboard of the user, and it will launch it in a loop and store any kind of information in the file that will be further posted over internet to your HTTP server. Anyway, you still need to modify this file, but you have some point to start. You can play with little device, this nice malicious USB device. And I hope you all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please leave a like and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. And bye bye. See you next time.